So some people say that there is love jihad and some people say there isn't. Both these parties first need clarity on one thing. What exactly is meant by the term love jihad? It's very important. What exactly is it that they claim exists? And what exactly is it that they claim does not? We do not use this term because it is the most appropriate. In fact, the apt word to be used is love trap jihad. But we call it love jihad for better ease. Love, pretension of love, marriage, promise of marriage, sexual exploitation, blackmailing, through these taking young men and women step by step to Islam, later transforming them into extremists and fundamentalists, and then employing some of them for extremism and terrorism. There is a strong Islamic network behind this. This is what is called love jihad. Now, if their problem is using the word jihad, then they must understand what jihad means in Islam. Muslim preachers often say that jihad in Islam means to struggle. But the question is, what struggle? The Quran and the Hadith clearly state that jihad means a struggle to convert someone to Islam, to establish Islamic rule or nation, to enforce Shariat in Muslim-dominated regions and all other similar activities. All such efforts are called jihad. Jihad is a mandatory practice for all believers in Islam. It is something which is considered much more important than other practices like namaz, hajj, Ramzan and zakat. And its practice promises higher benefits than any others. It is believed to nullify all the past sins and attracts all the virtue. So the love or pretension of love is used as a trap to do this jihad, that is to convert. Love jihad is an active process which exploits the relation between man and woman for recruiting people for extremist and terrorist activities, or convert them, at least, at the minimum. If you ask what are the proofs for its existence, I'd say the first is our experience. We have brought back over 5,000 misguided youth, both men and women. We are those who have spoken directly with those who had converted to Islam. With this experience, I can say that 95% of those who have accepted Islam did so under the influence of love jihad. Now, if you don't believe what Aarsha Vidya Samajam says, today we have both official and unofficial Islamic conversion centers. For example, the Maunatul Islam Sabha in Ponnani, the Tarbiyatul Islam in Kozhikode, the Satya Sarani in Manjeri, and many more unofficial centers. In these places, if you check the list of those who have applied for conversion, training, camps, etc., you will find that over 95% of the cases are for one's lover or husband. With all this, who can claim that love jihad does not exist? The very question whether love jihad leads to terrorism is meaningless because 5 people from Kerala related to both love jihad as well as intellectual jihad are in Afghanistan today. Nimisha Fatima, Mariam, Sonia Sebastian, plus the Christian brothers who also converted, who married them. They went either due to love jihad or due to marriage. Yes, I agree that it is not only love jihad. Many intellectual brainwashing elements have contributed to converting many youth to Islam. However, even for those who convert for intellectual reasons, efforts are made to trap them with marriage. Then they say that you need a companion to live as a Muslim. Neither the courts nor the society can stop you from practicing Islam if you marry a Muslim. So shall we look for a match for you, they ask, the converts. For example, Akila from Vaikom was a case of intellectual jihad. Later, when her father tried to bring her back, many Islamic organizations like the Popular Front and the SDPI extended massive support. She stayed under the protection of Zainaba, a woman leader of SDPI. Later, without the knowledge of the court or her own parents, her wedding was conducted. And this is what inspired her or forced her to continue in that religion. a girl who was prepared with a passport to go to Yemen, a native of CHARITABLE. Even she is a case of intellectual jihad or brainwashing jihad. They raise the same plan to her of getting married to a Muslim boy so that she can practice Islam without any fear of questions and doubts. The girl agrees to meet the boy. However, since she did not like the boy, marriage did not happen. She was brought back by Aarsha Vidya Samajam. Later, she detailed her experience through news channels. This can also be seen in the case of Nimisha Fatima, the daughter of Artukal Trust Bindu Sampath, who happens to be in the Afghan jail today. What made Nimisha turn to Fatima was also love jihad. Falling in love with a Muslim man had taken her to Islam. She had converted for him. The moment this man was convinced she would stick to Islam no matter what, he simply disappeared. It were certain conversion centers which later did the work of fixing her marriage with a Christian convert to Islam. Then while being pregnant, she travels to Yemen on the pretext of higher studies via Sri Lanka, only to finally land up in an IS camp. The same is the case of Maryam. She was wedded to the brother of the man who married Nimisha, again a Christian convert to Islam. They are being trapped in marriage. Again, the same story is the case of Sonia Sebastian from Kazarkod. Now, don't we have at least 5 cases before us, the media? Despite all this, how is it possible to deny the existence of love jihad? Then there is a court order of Justice K.T. Shankaran. They claim that this order clarifies that love jihad does not exist. Here the police said that there is no institution functioning by the name love jihad. In response to the question, does an institution by the name love jihad exist? This is true. We have never claimed that there is an institution or organization working under the name love jihad or that the perpetrators themselves propagate this term love jihad. However, the fact that religious conversions to Islam do happen for reasons like love, marriage or promise of marriage is something that is confirmed even by the Honorable former Chief Minister of Kerala, Umman Chandi, in his reply to K.K. Latika in the Kerala Legislative Assembly. The process of converting people to Islam through love or trickery, and even using some of them for extremist and terrorist activities, no matter what your term is, this phenomenon does exist very evidently. Another argument is that it is merely a relation between a man and a woman. If that is so, then in Kerala, shouldn't their percentages be similar if not equal? Hindus do have love marriages with Christians and Muslims, so do the Christians and the Muslims. But in the case of Muslims, we get to see a really high percentage. Second, if it is indeed a mere relation between a man and a woman, then they should be the only two parties involved. But what we get to see today is that organizations with their financial strength, manpower, political influence and help from human rights organizations get really involved. Those who are tricked and wish to leave home and convert, these organizations even teach them how to write goodbye letters to their families. They also send vehicles to take them once they leave home. They are provided a hiding shelter for many days. They even teach them what to say before they are presented in court. Some are given vehicles and financial assistance, provided help to reach conversion centers, legal help. Organizations even threaten parents and the family. And we know in Akhila's case, the High Court gave an order in which her parents were given the right to her custody. Under the banner Muslim Aikyavedi, most of the prominent leaders of popular Muslim organizations set out on a protest march to the High Court. A famous leader of the Popular Front openly announced that Rs 87 lakh was fundraised within just 15 minutes in order to fight her case. Is this just a relation between a man and a woman? If so, why have these organizations interfered? Why do these organizations go about distributing CDs of Muslim preachers like Zakir Naik and Imam Akbar? If the intention is only marriage, then why did Nimisha Fatima, Maryam, Sonia Sebastian, Betson and Yahya go to Syria? With all these questions before us, how can we still claim that it is merely a relation between a man and a woman? It certainly, definitely is not. There is a lot of deceit behind this.